Hello and welcome to the Doing It Right podcast with Andrew and Alan. So today we have a very special guest, Lucas. I don't know your last name.
What's your last name, Lucas?
Ferdinand McDonald.
Ferdinand McDonald.
Okay.
That is quite a name.
That is a beautiful name, Lucas. Good job.
Thank you.
So you are a part of Prairie Promos.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, one of my favorite student groups.
Is there anything else that you were part of, Lucas, from Prairie Promos?
Next year I'll be doing Link Crew. I just got into Stuvo for school, but Perry Promo's like main gig.
Oh yeah, we definitely dig those videos on the announcement.
Yes.
Always
It's the highlight of my morning, I would say.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So so I want to hear like the process of like what you guys do to figure out what you're gonna do for each video.
Yeah. So a lot of times we always want to make it like funny or like at least memorable. Like, cause some videos have to be more serious. It depends.
Yeah.
But like most of the time, a teacher or a club will tell us they want a video made for an event or whatever it is, and then if it's like a big video, Eli's like our main man, so he'll take control. He edits almost every video we do.
Nice.
And then him and I a lot of times, or like Zach Bundles in it, Noah June, we'll just sit down and like brainstorm for like a whole class period and just like figure out what we want. And sometimes it's like the most random ideas that work.
Yeah.
Just because it's like we don't want to make like a cookie cutter video, just because it's like that's boring.
Right.
So, and Mr. Ballard, our teacher, he lets us do whatever we want, basically. So, then we just sit down and write our script, and then just figure out what we can film and do it. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I love the random videos. They're so good.
What's gonna happen when you guys graduate though? Like it's all juniors pretty much.
Because it's like all about the personality of the people, you know.
That's what we've thought about. Because our teacher's leaving this year, and that's tough. But we're hoping for like a good guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like when we graduate, it'll be tough. We're just gonna try and get people that are good, and we're gonna try and show them what we do. But
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
It's tough to replace.
Yeah.
I see you're up in the Lax merch.
Yeah,
I dig it.
I love the Lax team. I did the PA announcing this year for them, and next year I'll be doing it again. It's just like another promotion thing. Eli's their manager, and then I do the announcing for them. We just love everything about it.
Yeah, Lex games are fun.
I would love listening to your majestic voice during a Lex game.
Yes, every time they score, which
you.
happens a lot. That's why I like watching lacrosse games, is because like it's very action packed.
Yeah, like even when there's not scoring, there's always something happening.
Yeah.
And then even we had a game a couple games ago where like both teams' goalies were just like unstoppable. It was like 2-2, and it was like it was still like so fun because we got more crazy every goal. It was super fun.
That sounds fun. I remember a couple games back, like Chaz got in a fight.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's got to be like the highlight of his.
I know that's the one game I ended up missing this year.
Oh wow! So you can't.
I told Chaz, I was like, if you would have let me know tensions were high, I would have made sure to show up. But nobody told me.
Dang. Yeah, we missed it too.
So, yeah, you should have been there. And you could have narrated the fight.
Yeah,
I know. That's
Here
what we
comes
love.
Chaz coming in hot.
Yeah, a lot of times though, we love the PA announcing. We try to add our own like thing up to it. Like this year is like me. Shout out to like me, Ben, Kevin, and Logan. We were like the main guys. Victor was up there sometimes too. And we tried to add like our own spin to everything we did, but like a lot of times the refs would get mad if we did something funny, and it's like,
come on,
it's like
it's not like an official like school game; it's club.
Yeah.
So like,
and plus it's like most of the time we don't play like the top tier teams a lot, or like especially at home, like we weren't playing the best teams and we're not the best teams, so it's like let them have fun, you know. Especially like during JV. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
when it's just like controlled and
Yeah.
regulated.
Mhm.
It's definitely more fun when it's like creative stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like why, like even Perry Promos, like they just let us do whatever we want, and it's like you just kind of have to have that trust, like that we won't be stupid with it.
Right, but that's what makes it good is
Mhm.
the creative like freedom.
Yeah.
That's why we're not a part of any other organization on here because we have complete creative control.
Oh yeah.
Especially now that Mason's gone.
Now that Mason's gone,
Yeah, he was really smothering us.
Rick Mason.
Mason. Also, Chrissy's fired.
No. Okay. I wanted to talk about the track announcers.
Dude, they're so bad.
So they announce each person in every event like very slowly. It's always like an old guy, and they're just like monotone. It takes so much longer than it needs to. They
Like-
talk about like each person's time.
We could shave like an hour off each track if they would do that.
So like we definitely need some better announcements for the track.
I've never been to a track meet.
Yeah, yeah, it's
You should announce the track meets.
Next year I might have to. A lot of times this year when the track meet was going on, so was like a lacrosse game or something else, so I couldn't show up. I wanted to come to a couple.
and we only had one home meet, so
Yeah.
like
They need to schedule more meets for track.
they do
Sucks.
it.
It seems like such a short season.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I only ran like 5 races.
Yeah. So like the JV kids, they don't have very many meets where it's just JV kids. I don't even think there is one.
Yeah, there's no
JV meets.
There's a freshman sophomore meet, but that's it.
Yeah, and so it's like you're running in a varsity meet against varsity runners.
Yeah.
So like you're not really gonna like get awards or any like
And a lot of
achievement.
some schools like don't even run their JV kids.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, because I'm not super fast, shockingly,
He'll
I'll be like a
like-
lap behind everybody else. 'cause
Yeah,
they just
but
run
it's
their
like-
varsity people.
How are you supposed to get better if you're not losing the races like and trying to get better and competing at least?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like I almost wonder like what they do at those schools where they don't run JV kids. It's like why would you even run if you're not competing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Some schools are weird. Like, because Southport, they didn't run Drew. They only ran Drew Schellenberger in one of theirs.
Yeah, and he didn't run at sectionals. He got
Really?
hurt apparently. He got in a bike crash.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, because they're like, I feel like they're really strategic about it.
Yeah.
We're not where it's like, you want to run this? Go ahead.
Yeah, they let him do what he wants because he's like Olympic athlete.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 4 days left of school. How you feeling about that?
This year it's like a lot different than a lot of other years because there's like a couple things. Like I know a lot more seniors this year just because I'm more closely related to their class, so it's like a lot sadder just seeing them go. It's like I don't want to accept it yet. I've refused so far, but I think during like the senior walk and knowing that you might not see any of them or you'll see them a lot less, it's pretty sad. And also knowing that I'll be a senior, it's like scary.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I want to be an upperclassman. That's like,
Yeah, like
that's just bad.
I'm used to being like looked down upon, and now I'm a junior. Like
It's
I don't like it.
it's a big transition.
it's a lot different, but it's fun. Like I'm excited being like the top class of the year, and plus being like
Big
Stuvo, being able to like help lead and everything. I think it'll be fun year.
Yeah.
And it's just like even when you're an underclassman, like you said, like you feel like people are like looking down on you, but it's just like I don't know. As you get older in high school, it feels so different. I don't know how to explain it.
I felt like nobody paid attention to the sophomore class this year.
Yeah.
Like- Like the freshman year, it was kind of like everybody like pays attention to you because you're like the newest people.
Yeah.
But like sophomore year, that's the grind year. Like nobody cares.
Yeah.
But
we'll trade. I want to trade you for some of our Stuvo kids. Think you'd be willing to do that?
You can't.
come on,
You
come
guys
on,
can
come
step
on.
it up on
come
your
on.
own.
Come to us.
I believe in your class.
I was thinking about running for Stuvo next year.
Yeah.
You should.
It'd be good.
It's just good to get involved in everything, even if you're not in Stuvo. Like, I know you guys, like the sophomore class that's becoming juniors this year, have struggled, but like, even then, it just takes like a lot of people in our class don't participate, but it just takes, 10, 20 good people, and all of a sudden you've got a great class.
Right. Because like you don't need the entire class to be like competing in like all this stuff. Obviously, the like canned food drive and all that, like the class competitions are important. But like, I feel like our class really isn't that involved.
It's because we're disorganized, so nobody wants to do it.
Well, and like people don't like the people leading.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that it would be good to get a change in leadership. I respect the people that are in Stuvo this year. I think that they'll be good leaders, but I mean, I think we do need a change.
Yeah. Like I did the homecoming decoration stuff, and it was very disorganized, very just like not good.
Yeah.
And I was going to do the dance off, but like I got added to the group chat for it, and it was just they didn't know what was up. Nobody knew what was going on. They said that we couldn't go in the gym, but they thought for some reason that means we couldn't practice our dance. So they all went in the gym, and, like took pictures of the positions for other people to see, and so we got docked like a whole bunch of points.
Yeah, the hardest thing is organization for everything, but it's also once you have it, it's just a lot easier because everyone wants to do stuff. A lot of people do, but it's like if you don't let them know, they can't do anything. And that's why, like with Perry Promos too, it's like it just helps people get involved in more stuff. And like I know, like I've talked to teachers and they've said like Perry Promos has like helped just like people in the school, like it's like a different vibe, like people are starting to pick up more.
Like I just see people like laughing at the videos, and then that makes them pay attention to like what's going on in the school.
Yeah.
Because it's not like teachers telling you, oh, go to this, go to that. It's like other students with a creative product. I love the idea, but
the thing with the sophomores too, it's like they are just like I think a lot of them tried it and they saw that wasn't that good, like that organized, and they're just like lost all.
Well, yeah, and I also feel like a large percentage of our class is just apathetic and just like doesn't care. But like the people who tried to care, I definitely feel like they just got discouraged because we're disorganized and all that.
Yeah, it's hard because like I didn't really participate until my junior year, and like Perry Promos helped me get into stuff. But like, I know people get discouraged, like even if they're like they trying, but sometimes it's just like you just got to keep going because like even if other people aren't stepping up, like if they just see someone else do it, then everyone starts to get into it. And it's like I think your class could still do good. Like
Let's rally them.
Doing It Right podcast.
Yes.
Lead the way.
Lead the way project.
We sponsor, I guess, one of the people running.
Endorsed a candidate. And I mean, he won.
But then everybody won.
Yeah, I was confused. How does Stuvo work? Like,
because they said only 2 people are going to be represented, but then there were 5.
Yeah, there were 5.
Yeah, it was kind of different this year, I feel, because I'm not sure 100%. So we were in Mrs. Knight's room, and she like told us all the winners, all the Stuvo people, and like in our class, the soon-to-be seniors, everyone that ran either made it in or one of them dropped out to join the athletic Stuvo that they're making next year. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's basically Stuvo just for like sports. It's pretty cool, but like I think pretty much everybody got in. I think there were a few that were cut, but they had more representatives this year for a couple classes.
Is there always just like 5 representative like candidates and then like 2 of each others, or is that just like whoever wants to run can do it?
It's pretty much whoever wants to run. There's like some loose requirements, like GPA requirements, but they're not too tough. And it's like you have to talk to Miss Sheehan. She organizes it. You have to apply, but as long as she knows that you're not a delinquent, basically, you can run for it.
What position did you run for?
I ran for class rep this year because Eli was running for secretary. He was uncontested. I didn't want to run against him. And and that's like more of the promotion stuff. But they talked about like Stuvo, even though you have certain positions, overall you all still participate in everything.
Right.
So, and I ran for class rep because it was also my first year doing Stuvo, so I figured I didn't want to do too much.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was nerve wracking, but it was fun.
Yeah. Who ran for vice president and president?
Yeah, for vice president we had Victor Barona and Kaylee Adams. Kaylee had been it for a couple years already, and she lost to Victor this year, but she's still a rep for us. So because she puts in a lot of work for our class, so does Victor. And then for president, we had Maria, who's been our president almost every year, and then Sam Jackson. And he lost, but he's a representative, and then she's our president again. And I think we've got a really good group.
Yeah, that sounds like a great group, honestly.
Yeah. It's funny because everybody that ran for us were like honors classes, and there's only one guy that ran.
Yeah.
So it's weird that it's like a very small portion of people that actually do it.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people participate, but they don't end up even running, which surprised me. Because there were a lot of people I thought would run this year, especially since it's like our senior year.
Yeah.
Since it's like a
Like
bigger
last
thing.
chance.
Yeah, but really, I think me and one other person were the only two new people that ran. Sam Jackson, and it was different than what I thought. Like it's a lot more. I thought it'd be kind of intimidating, but it's like really chill.
Yeah, I definitely like noticed that is most of them are returning from positions, so like it's kind of hard to like make an argument against them, like people like another person to run, because it's like they already know what they're doing. They've been in Stuvo, so it's like I feel like it'd be really hard to win if you were like going in like completely new.
Also,
It started in like middle school.
Number one.
But like they all joined in like middle school just because they were like confident.
Yeah.
And
I think I actually tried to do it in middle school. Like
I remember Ridge did some kind of campaign.
Yeah, there's like a thing where it was you fill out like you like answer a prompt or whatever, and it's anonymous, and people vote for whichever like I don't know what the word is, like
response.
Yeah, response is the best, and then like the top 5 or whatever, like the top certain amount of people get like to run. I think that's how they did it in middle school.
I feel like I'm pretty sure Ridge ran for something in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Remember, like you can't spell Falcon without Falco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It is true. If I saw that, I would be like, I'm voting for that guy.
Yeah. Can't spell aisle number 1 without aisle.
Okay.
That's a good slogan.
Yeah.
We'll just change our class name to Alan number 1.
Oh no, you can't spell Perry without Jared.
That's not okay. That's
kind of true.
Kind of true. Halfway true.
Partially. Just a little bit. Yeah. We have 0 chat messages, which is sad.
This entire time?
Not a single one. We have like 5 people.
All right. Not a horrible turnout.
They're so in tune with what we have to say.
Yeah, they're entranced.
Yeah.
They don't even have anything.
They can't even move.
So, you got any big summer plans?
It's like vacation with the family, but this summer I'm trying to hang out with more people from the school overall. Just like, cause I know it's kind of like the last summer. I know next summer we'll still kind of be together in my class, but like people will start to be moving to wherever they're going, and like this is kind of the last summer we'll be together. So I want to make sure I want to hang out with all my friends, and even like people I'm not close with. I want to make sure, gotta make memories with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. I feel like it's really hard for us to like do that because we don't have cars, so like we can't just drive around and stuff. Like I feel like a lot of like juniors, like from your class, are just able to go around and do a lot more stuff than we can just because we don't have cars.
Yeah, that was like during class competitions, like homecoming week. Not everyone had their cars yet, but like 5 or 10 people that had their cars. It helped out so much because we could run back and forth wherever we needed to.
Get stuff.
Yeah, Exactly.
Yeah, I remember. I think like you guys spent a lot of like your own money for it.
We spent.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we spent. It was a lot though.
Yeah.
We went to like. I remember we went to Maria Miller's house to like make some of our stuff beforehand, and she had us go get some fabric because me and a couple other people were making a stage, and we need like some fabric to put on top of this wood. And we were gone for like almost 3 hours searching for like different stuff. We spent so much money because they kept calling us with more stuff that we needed to get. And I don't know how much we spent, but we came back with a truck full of stuff.
Nice.
It
Yeah.
was something.
I remember I didn't participate in the homecoming hallway, which I'm disappointed now that I didn't. But I did act technically, so I did participate, but
No.
not really. But all I remember, because I was there for a little bit, I was waiting for a ride, and I could kind of hear the chaos going on, and all I could tell from what they were saying was like they wanted food, so nobody had a car, and then like one person was like, I could drive, but I only have my
somebody
permit.
walked and got food.
Yeah, like trying to like figure out where we want to order pizza from, and like nobody could agree.
It took like 9. We wasted like 90 minutes. On that.
Yeah, it was
It was
very
rough.
very chaotic.
It's kind of ironic. Like, even though we could drive, I don't even think we went and got food. I think one of someone's parents or a teacher, someone ordered us all this pizza for us.
Yeah.
Dang.
We were like, okay, guess we don't
The
have to go anywhere.
perks.
We got 1 slice per person.
Nice.
That was all we ate that night. It was sad.
We had like an overabundance of stuff.
You guys
Of
should have
course.
gone and raided
Yeah.
the juniors. Yeah. Yeah. From this year, I'm just kind of like, I feel like it went by really fast, and like I didn't do any stuff that I wanted to do, like as far as like involvement, because like I just was always tired and busy from the sports that I'm in, and like I didn't dress up for homecoming or snowball. Or
Dressing
anything.
up for homecoming is one of the most fun things.
Yeah, like I remember I did it freshman year, and then I
Mhm.
just like didn't care this year.
Yeah,
I
you
don't like find anything that was good to have costumes for. I don't want to like go out and buy stuff. Oops.
I'm gonna try and do that this year.
I chopped my house.
Oopsies.
Is that your lucky charm?
Yeah.
I think it also helps, like you said, with it going by faster. My junior year felt like it lasted so much longer because I was just constantly doing something, whether it was with promos or just like a competition or something. I was always trying to do something, and it helped the time like go by slower in a good way, not like I
Yeah.
was dying. To.
Like I
Yeah.
don't like how it just like kind of blurs.
Yeah.
through.
I feel like it did last a really long time, but like there's nothing like big that happened.
Yeah, like I felt like it was just a buffer year.
Yeah, it's like routine a lot.
Definitely don't want it to be like that next year or the next year. It just like it kind of like killed my enthusiasm for like sports and all that. Just like it was just straight routine, and I'd already done that for a year. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably.
It's hard to like, because I know like Connor, he was thinking about running for Stuvo, but I know he does a lot of sports like baseball. Spends a lot of time with that because he's like one of the top catchers, and it's just so tough with like sports for people to get involved. And I think that'll help with like the athletics duo that they're making. Hopefully that'll help them like be able to balance
Yeah.
getting involved and being in their sport. Because like obviously both are important, but I think it helps like it also is like participating in all this. Like I've made so like even people that I already knew, like I've become so much better friends with them. And it's not just like it doesn't really matter like who you are. Like it's just like by spending time with them, you're just gonna become like closer. And it's it's been a great like that's probably my favorite thing about participating. Like yeah, we win and obviously that's super fun. But even if we lost, like we would still all be super close. I think that's like the best part about it.
Yeah, I definitely don't see that a lot in the soccer.
Yeah, we don't have. There's like a division almost. Like it's weird. Like,
Well-
cause all the people who are in it, like they're just a part of the same like circle.
That's
They don't like reach
kinda
out very
true.
much to other people.
But then like also you have like you talk about how our class is kind of also connected, but like not that. Like people think that we're connected, but I feel like we're not really. We're pretty divided into groups. But
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people think our class, like a lot of the top people are like in like the AP classes or more advanced classes, but it's like a lot of people are, but it's just it doesn't have to be like that. Like they don't care who comes. Like,
yeah, it's not about that.
yeah, like we have plenty of people that aren't like that. It's just like it happens to be that way, and I think that hurts too. Like the reputation, like people are scared to get in it because they don't know what it's gonna be like, and it's intimidating. But
Yeah.
it's like once you start doing stuff around the school, it is just the least like intimidating thing ever. Like nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun.
Looking forward to junior year now because of what you've said.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get more involved. I'm joining the Focus next year, so hopefully that helps.
Write some stories down here.
I don't know, man. I'll definitely write one.
You gotta write about the podcast.
I can't plug the podcast.
Yeah, you can.
I
It
really
says who.
Me. That's
Well, it goes against your journalistic integrity.
yes,
and your shop.
yes, it does. I could probably actually get like kicked off.
Right, could. You
I
could
read the
ju-
rules. There's rules.
Well,
to
you
it.
would just suggest it, and they'd be like, either no or okay.
I want to join the Focus. I think I am next year, but I kind of forgot to turn in my application. But he's like,
I bet Mr. Shock would let you.
yeah, because he just said he needs more people. I'm just gonna be like, sorry, please let me in.
Yeah.
Like I'll make it up to him. I just wanna. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe I'll turn it in like the last day and be like, yeah, remember me?
Hey.
And I don't know. It's just I want to take over. Me and Eli are gonna have so much in the media for Perry.
Yeah.
Like we'll both be in Perry promos. I'll be in the Focus. He'll be CWC. There's gonna be a lot of stuff. And the Focus is a lot of work. People don't realize that. But
Yeah.
like I didn't even realize that when I first thought about doing it. But it's like the more you hear people talk about it, and like you talk to people that are in the Focus, like they do a lot of work for our school, and that's why like when people just don't care about it, it kind of annoys me. Because it's like even if you don't find some of the stuff interesting, it's like
It's really hard to find like enough
Yeah.
stories to make a newspaper and
Yeah.
do it like
every other week they
Yeah.
gotta write all these stories. It's like
Yeah.
obviously they're not gonna be interesting. It's one
Yeah.
school, but
Yeah.
you know it's still worth a read, or at least to
Right.
look at the headlines or something, show support.
I was
Yeah.
trying to read it.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there were some nice senior quotes
Man.
in that.
I always love the
Senior
senior
issue.
issue.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, the senior issue is like my favorite thing of the year because
Yeah.
they do all those polls and they've always got some weird questions
Yeah.
in them, and I love them so much.
Oh yeah, those senior issue is definitely a highlight. I feel like that would definitely be the hardest one to produce though,
Yeah,
because you can't. First off, you can't even use the seniors because they don't work on it. But it's like then you gotta like get color. You have to figure out like all the applications.
Because
for
it's more like a
senior
magazine
quote.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely
And
different.
like I'm surprised how few senior quotes there were. Like not like how many people like didn't have one.
Yeah,
too.
you turn in one. You don't like
Mhm.
have a requirement.
Yeah, and then they turn back a lot of people because like their quotes.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't produce like certain stuff, and they tell them that they can fix them, but a lot of kids just don't care. But I think it's worth it. It's a good thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
senior quote. I
Yeah.
feel like is like kind of just a reflection of like your time at Perry.
Yeah.
There's some like very funny ones. One kid did a Ben Shapiro quote. And I was
Yeah.
very proud.
I think I'm gonna go with the quote from one of our teachers. I think those are always funny to take one from a teacher.
Yeah.
And
Like
like,
Teeterbaugh, Cunningham.
hmm yeah, I was talking to one of our teachers. He was talking about how different Perry is from he used to teach at one or two other schools. And it's like we don't realize it, but Perry's like special. A lot of stuff that goes on. Like for being like a public school, we're so tight knit, and we're still like a good group of people.
Yeah.
It's
I-
like
Yeah,
he says it's a lot different than a lot of other schools.
yeah. Like I don't think that people realize like how great. First off, like CWC events are like Rock for the Earth is environmental club, but
Yeah.
like that's something very very special.
Yeah.
And like Mr. Falcon, all those types of things.
Fest.
Yeah,
Other
Fest is
schools
special
have
too.
None of those chances, and it's
Right.
crazy. Like I want to write for Fest. Like I'm writing a play.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll get in or whatever, but it's like it's still fun to write it. And
It's an experience.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like other schools just don't have the same opportunity, and it's crazy. It's so good, and like the teachers play such a big factor. It's just we got really lucky.
Yeah, like, and it's like almost all about individuals, like really special individual teachers, like Miss Hunter, Miss Sheehan, like anyone who's running the school pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like they really give great experiences to the students, and I don't know if everyone realizes that.
Yeah, a lot of people like say how much they hate Perry, but it's like those are the same people who don't like do anything in the
Right.
school. Like they don't realize like a lot of the teachers are bad. Like that's every public school you're gonna go to.
Yeah, like we probably actually have some of the best teachers in the state.
Yeah.
Like think
they
about
just
it.
care so much.
Yeah, think about how much the teachers care about the
Yeah.
school, and they really do. Like Miss Sheehan has like stayed at the school overnight before like doing work for the school. It's like who does like no
Yeah.
other school has that.
It's
to
like
this
she lets
extent.
people eat lunch in her room, so they don't have to deal with the cafeteria. It's like that's one of the most fun things I do at the school is go to her room for lunch, and it's like she doesn't have to do that. It's like it's so special, just everything that goes on.
And yeah, definitely it makes me mad when people are like really like hateful towards Perry because it's like you would be saying that about literally any other school. If you don't appreciate this school, where are you gonna go that's like
Exactly.
better?
Yeah.
Like you see people. I think I've seen people who have said like I hate Perry and then moved to another school and then just said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like okay, so you're never gonna be satisfied.
I remember one kid on the wrestling team. Like we went to Southport for that meet, and he was like, "Oh, this school's so much nicer than our school." It's like what? Because he was talking about because they had like in the gym they had like I don't remember what it's called.
Like a mural.
Not a mural,
I've
like-
seen.
Like this like scoreboard thing in the like he's like, "Oh my god, that's so nice. We don't have that."
I mean, yeah, they
It's
do
like-
have a big field house.
It's just like it's dumb.
Well, actually, like I know because I've been to a lot of athletic events just because I'm in 3 sports. So like
You're cool.
most of the other schools do have bigger facilities, but it's
Yeah.
like
I think it's because we weren't like originally Perry wasn't gonna be like a super big school.
yeah, we were like off of Southport.
Yeah.
Because Southport was the original.
No, schools used to be a lot smaller, so I think they didn't think that we needed a lot.
Have you ever been to like you've been to Warren Central, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's like a college campus. It's
Really?
so huge. They have like multiple stadiums.
Yeah,
They have like 10 different buildings that
great.
they go to. It's like it's legitimately a college campus.
Brownsburg's the same one.
Well, Brownsburg is like a city.
Yeah,
It's like
It's
like that school is what drives the city pretty much.
Yeah.
Like Brownsburg is a town. So, I mean like Perry Meridian is not a town. You have just a bunch of suburbs
yeah.
around a school.
Yeah, it's
Whereas like other schools, it's like almost like in the center.
Yeah.
Of a
It's weird
populace.
because like where we live, like it isn't like doesn't really have a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
what
it's just suburbs of
when
Minneapolis,
people-
but then there's like Southport, and there's like Brownsburg.
like
and all
when
that.
people
It's, like,
ask
weird.
you where you live, what do you say?
It's like I don't know.
The
It's-
South Side Burbs of Indy.
It's weird because like everywhere else is like a specific name, but we don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It makes no sense.
Because we're not Southport.
Yeah.
I guess like we're classified as Greenwood, Indiana.
I don't think we are.
I think we are. But yeah, I mean basically Indianapolis.
Yeah, hold on.
Are they saying that the audio's messed up?
No, nobody's saying anything. It's the same on that. Or it's just my computer's messed up. This should work.
Somebody press 1 in the chat so we know that the screen's not messed up. Pale?
Pale's not watching.
Yeah, she probably would have said something.
Yeah, she's at work. Hold on. Yeah, we only have like one viewer that watches every time.
Yeah.
It's sad.
We had some tough times here at the podcast.
Yeah, ever since
Mason.
a little bit before that. Yeah, not a soul. Speaking.
They
lame.
choose to be silent.
How did you guys like get the podcast like started? Like, how does this?
This is
Okay.
quite a story.
So pretty much, I don't know why, but after I won Homecoming Prince, Chrissy decided to make a documentary about it for some reason, which never got finished, by the way.
It's disappointing.
I know.
But while we were filming the documentary, me and Alan, I don't know which one.
Yeah, we don't remember.
I can't even remember.
We've
But
had
at some
countless
point,
times.
the idea came up like, what if we were podcast like co-hosts?
Yeah.
And then we were like, Chrissy, would you watch it?
No, Chrissy wasn't there.
She was.
No, she wasn't. I'll fight you about it.
Okay, we asked somebody, and they were like, you should do it. And
I
then
think
we
me
were
and Andrew were talking, and Mason was like there, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be a part of it too?" That's all I remember.
No. Like, I think we asked him, would you help us if we did it? And then on the way home, I remember we were like, we should actually do it.
Yeah.
And so we did it. It came out of like a stupid project
Yeah.
that Chrissy was trying to do, the documentary. Like, never happened anyway. So
Now
the
this is
only
happening.
actual product from the documentary was the podcast.
Mhm.
The documentary about Alan produced the podcast with Alan.
That's weird.
So,
That's make note of that because that's gonna go in the history books someday.
yeah. And we're gonna be like,
Once you're on top.
oh yeah, we're gonna be the top podcast of
The
this
top
generation.
podcast on Twitch.
4 viewers.
Yeah, 4 viewers.
Talking about Perry.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's probably close. There's not that many good podcasts that are on Twitch.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Yeah. I think we should get our own site.
I don't know.
If we can find a way to live stream to more than one site, that would be better.
I've talked about with some of my friends making a podcast,
Yeah.
but it's just like so hard because like obviously you guys just kind of talk about whatever.
Yeah.
We've tried to structure it before where there's like segments.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
We've
easy.
brainstormed for like hours. And
Well, and we came up with good stuff.
it's just like
But yeah.
it's hard to sustain.
Yeah, we don't have the time.
Because you listen to like some of the top podcasts, and it's like what they talk about is just like it's so you feel like it's structured, but like I think when you think about it, they probably don't have that structure going in always.
Yeah.
I think like I feel like podcasts that like have the same segment every time. It's like there's a podcast I watch that reviews albums and they have like the same structure every time. I feel like that can get like repetitive though.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah, I listen to a couple podcasts. My favorite ones are the ones they just talk and yeah, you don't know what they're gonna talk about. Right?
yeah.
So it's just like you feel natural listening to it, but like if you segment it, then you feel like you have to do this segment. You have
Yeah,
to do
and
this.
that's kind of how we felt. We used to have a pretty reoccurring like segment called Headline Hoedown, where we read like newspaper headlines, but we didn't read the article, and it was just kind of funny. They were like funny newspaper articles,
Yeah.
but like it always kind of felt like forced going into it because we'd be like, okay, Headline Hoedown now, and then we'd just start reading.
So like what we are gonna try and do is like have a bunch of segments and like do some of them like sometimes.
Just like
And not have it be repetitive.
like if the conversation kind of dies out, then we kind of plug in
Yeah.
a segment.
Yeah.
But it's definitely hard to figure out a flow to that.
That's good. Because like using segments sometimes can help like restructure it, but like even like I know I keep talking about Perry promos, but like we did like Spotlight at the start of the year, like every week or two we do a spotlight on like a club or a sport or like a teacher, something like that. And it got to a point where it was like, why are we doing this? Like we just feel like we had to do it. And it's like we'll do these if we want to do them ever, or if we don't have a video to make. But it's like we were starting to get so much other stuff we wanted to do. It just felt like we were being weighed down by it.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense in terms of like, especially this. Like at that point we were just doing it because we did it every week.
Yeah. And also there's a podcast like some middle schooler, like some middle schoolers, and one of their name is Alan. One of the names of the people on the podcast is also Alan.
Okay.
I don't get it. They're copying.
Coincidence.
They're jacking.
Is
our
the other
style.
guy's name Andrew? Because then we gotta.
Yeah,
Shut
we got.
him down.
Yeah, we'll
take
sue.
him off.
Cease and desist from the Red podcast.
Yeah.
I'll be your lawyer.
But yeah, I also feel like we're kind of at a disadvantage because we still go to school. Because like if you're doing a podcast and you're like in the real world, you don't have to worry about like talking about politics, getting political, and like also like profanity.
Yeah, we can't divide our.
Because I feel like if we really like got political every time, then it may be like a little bit more interesting content. But also like at school, like they're gonna be people mad at you, and you have to go to school every day. Whereas like if you're in the real world, you don't have to talk
I
to
also
people.
feel like that was more of a problem when we actually had viewers.
Yeah, true. But I mean, we've still got like a consistent five viewers.
A small cult follow. It's a cult following.
A cult following. Yes, we have a small group, but they stay with us.
Yeah, I like listening to them on Spotify after we're done.
Yeah.
It's like a peaceful podcast.
Ever since Mason left, I've been slacking a little bit. I'm getting them uploaded.
Yeah. Have you not uploaded a single one?
No, I haven't uploaded the last one.
Okay. You gotta upload it,
I know.
buddy.
But who's got the time?
You do.
I do, but who's got the energy?
Okay.
Not me.
Okay, buddy.
Why would I do that when I could be sleeping?
You don't need that much sleep.
Yeah,
You can live on
Podcast
6
requires
hours.
heart.
Yeah.
Requires.
Podcast is life.
But it's like even if you just got like a following of one or two, it's like it's still a following. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mostly just do it because it's fun. Like it's a reason to like see each other
Yeah.
on the weekend, and we get to meet interesting people.
And the only reason, like, because we agreed, like, even if we get like no viewers, we still do it. The only reason that will stop is if it's not fun anymore.
Yeah. It's just kind of like a passion project at this point.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Good reason to get together.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's why I've talked with like some of my friends, like I said, about making it. And it's like even if it sucks or if it's stupid,
Right.
like we're still just having a good time every weekend or whenever we do it. You know?
Yeah. Actually, like Miss Sheehan showed us a video in her class where it was like pranks that people pulled. I forget what the name of the group was. It's like an improv group, but like they pulled pranks in public, but it always had like a positive effect, and then people like hated on them really hard, and like one time they got the police called on them. It's like, who are you to decide how people have fun?
Yeah.
It's like they were just doing it to have fun and make people smile, and it's like people don't like that for some reason.
Yeah.
So kind of like for us, it's just like it's a fun thing to do, and we don't really care like about what other people think.
We don't care about the haters.
Yeah, we just there's not that many haters.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good. It's another thing too, just to show like, I don't know, it's so interesting to see everything that people do.
Yeah.
And this is like, I just love listening to it when I'm bored or just whatever.
Yeah.
But because we're kind of at like a weird point, because to make any money from it, we need to upload twice a week, but we do not have time to do that.
There's no way that we could get 2 uploads a
We
week.
could do it over the summer, because I think you only do it once
Okay.
to become because that's how you become a Twitch affiliate,
Mhm.
and that's where people can start donating to you. So
Yeah.
people said that they would donate to us, but also a lot of people said they would watch the podcast. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it is a bit weird because people will come up to us and be like, the podcast is great. I love watching it. But then we're like, okay, where were you at like Sunday? You know, like we don't get that many viewers like live.
Yeah.
But then like I feel like there are a lot of people who just say that they watch it just to like be nice. I don't know.
I don't watch all of them, but I watch some of them.
Appreciate it.
No problem. I never really watch them live though.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard. For
Yeah.
people.
We tried picking a good time, but like people are always gonna be busy.
Yeah, and this is like the only time that we have that like all week that we're not.
And actually, I tried to.
I had to
schedule
move.
us to trumpet.
Yeah, so I always have a trumpet lesson on Sunday, and it was at 3 before we did this. So I had to reschedule it for 5 now. But yeah, my mom was so mad. I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do it live Sundays at 3," and she's like, "That's when your trumpet lesson is."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Know. But this works now.
Yeah. I remember. I don't know what the kid's name was. Like on last track practice in the locker room, he's like, "I saw you guys on some long video online."
that long-haired blonde.
Yeah.
I don't know
like-
what his name
He's
is.
like, "It's some long video."
I
don't
think
know.
I saw you guys
It was like,
somewhere.
oh, it was on some. Video.
You guys look familiar. We're like, well, we own a podcast and
I saw you on video.
a long video. Like, okay, dude.
Okay.
Celebrity.
Yeah.
Always
We're
appreciate a fan.
Yeah. We're getting recognized in the streets.
Yeah.
Some merch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
street cred. We wanted merch so bad, but it's really hard.
Chrissy once again failed us miserably.
We wanted okay, like our color is like mint. It's like a green mint.
Mhm.
I wanted a baseball cap that was like mint green because it'd be like really like flamboyant, I guess. But we're not gonna.
And Chrissy said Chrissy has a button maker. She just has to make the buttons.
Chrissy is not very proactive, as you can see, because she started the documentary, never came out. We made a Christmas special for this.
It exists.
We
edited.
pre-recorded.
Huh?
And a Christmas special still.
It's
Out
still
there.
not out.
It's out
Yeah,
there.
it's not
the
in
footage
public.
is out there somewhere. It isn't edited. All the footage is there. There's a lot of unreleased footage of us.
Yes, because the lost episode.
We could die and it'll be like X, and they'll release all of our stuff after we pass.
Yeah.
Do a Christmas in July special. That's when you gotta release it.
Oh yeah. But and then like what else has she done?
The merch.
Yeah, the merch.
And she's just bad.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're thinking about.
No.
She's
So Chrissy is like our business manager.
Mhm.
So like we haven't given you context on that. We've referred to it. Mason was our producer. He used to stand right there at the computer and make sure the podcast was like up, the stream was going. But he left us. Yeah, we got in a big argument.
Yeah, it's fun.
But then Chrissy stayed. I don't know why.
But she kind of didn't.
She still checked up on us. But anyway, I don't even know what business manager is supposed to mean.
Okay, she asked us, and she like made me a presentation, and I was like, sure. But it's in her spoken word contract that no matter what, no matter how big we get, she will never get paid a dime. I made sure.
Top of the world.
Oh yeah.
Only you two get the money.
That'd actually be messed up, dude.
But it's true. I'm gonna hold her to it.
No, I would give her money.
Give her your share. I don't care.
Okay. But yeah, it's weird because Mason and Chrissy started dating while they were still on the podcast.
That's what ruined the podcast.
No. We don't hold grudges here. But yeah. So then Mason quit and Chrissy didn't, which was weird. But
Mason texted us as we were talking about him, so I was scared.
what do you say?
He said he can't give us a ride on Tuesday. Probably early.
On Tuesday.
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. I don't know if I'm going anywhere.
Yeah,
I need a
yeah.
conflict form.
Oh yeah, I have yours.
Yeah, I know, because Alan texted me about it, and then I had to tell him that you didn't give it to me.
I was gonna give it to you today, but I almost forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm probably just gonna give Mason my form because I'm not gonna go on the
They
last
don't
day of
know
school.
what we're talking about.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know why we started talking.
Yeah, it's because you're dumb.
I'm not sure this is the vibe you want to be putting out for your Allen
Yeah.
number
Alan
one campaign.
Alan number one, and you're
Trust
number
me.
0.
If anybody wanted to like make a counter campaign to Alan, just look on this podcast. There's
Yeah.
tons of stuff.
Tons of dirt.
There's okay, a
Talk about
couple weeks, like the last couple episodes, it's just me and him. Like we haven't had guests. Some of the things
It's so fun.
that have happened
I just
on this podcast. One time we talked about our imaginary, like
we made imaginary friends.
we made imaginary friends and then talked about a story like for 30 minutes. It was just like we made content out of literally nothing. It was probably like the worst thing ever to watch.
And then we had Pete on, and we argued. I made the devil's advocate argument,
He wanted to argue that 1 is the largest number.
and then I eventually won the argument.
You didn't win the argument.
I outplayed you.
Alan used his words.
I did.
He says, I don't want to talk about it.
But
I'm
it
not
is true.
going back.
It is true that it's the biggest number.
Yeah, like whenever it's just me and him, it ends up being just like we go off on a tangent
feel like
about literally like
That might
nothing.
be. I feel like depending on the person, that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
The
Yeah, I think it's fun to watch. Like I started to watch that one, I didn't get through it, and it is fun to watch. Just like when like friends, you can tell they've got good chemistry because they can just keep talking about random stuff,
yeah.
and that's always good. Like, cause it just like it makes you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we at first we were definitely like more formal.
Yeah.
I feel like we've evolved into being a lot more laid back about the way we do it.
Yeah, which
But
is good.
I like it, but it's kind of like we
Just-
don't have time
Yeah.
to prepare.
Yeah, we don't have time to be formal.
Yeah, and that's like even being formal. It's hard. Like whether you're making a video or like doing this to like. Sometimes you get so serious. It's hard to just be yourself and have fun with stuff. Like, if like we're making videos like for the announcements. Like it's now that we're into it, it's easy. You don't even think about it. But at the start of the year, I remember I was nervous about whatever we were making because I was like, what are people gonna think?
Right.
But at this point, it's like if people think it's stupid, like screw
Who
them.
cares?
You know? It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we're still gonna make our stuff. So
Yeah, and
They're
I
gonna have to
remember.
watch it.
I remember we were both like ridiculously nervous
Yeah.
before the first couple episodes, and
Yeah.
by now it's just like we come here, we do it, we get out.
It also
It's like,
felt a lot. It felt a lot longer at first because it was like, I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed, like, from the evolution of the podcast is just like we're a lot better at keeping flow
Yeah.
and just like making conversation because like at first we scripted all of the interviews. Like we would interview people like formally, like it was almost like we were interviewing people for a reason every time.
Yeah, I think
Whereas,
that's
like-
what we tried to do, but then that was like kind of.
Yeah, I didn't like that format. But like obviously we're interviewing you about Perry promos, but usually we would just pick a person and just like
Yeah.
have them on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
They don't have to be
'Cause-
involved.
yeah, because before we used to like sit down for half an hour and be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this, this, and this.
Yeah.
This we were like, is Imperi promos? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. It's mostly just like being able to keep the conversation
Yeah.
flowing. I don't know. We've definitely gotten better at it.
mm,
We don't need like we used to prepare a Google Doc and like really make an effort, but it's like we don't need that anymore.
mhm.
So like growth has occurred.
Okay. Preparation is for cowards.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better just to have a loose idea of what you want to do, and then just kind of whatever you feel on the spot, you just
Yeah.
do it. Like that's what I do a lot. and it just works.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lot of times when you think about it beforehand, you think too hard, and it's not funny,
And it feels
it's just,
forced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
like
just
jazz.
Jazz.
you gotta have the improv.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's cowardly to prepare because then you can't face the open mic for 1 hour.
That's my philosophy with everything in life, actually.
I can attest for this. I've known him for a long time.
Also, I'd say that works for everything.
No.
I mean, I'm here, aren't I?
You're here, but
I'm still
Here
standing
with all,
You're here, but
all
are
4
you?
viewers.
Yeah.
Are you
all
here?
5 viewers.
5 viewers.
Are you here up here?
Kind of. I'm still standing. Well, I'm
You're
sitting right
you're
now.
not standing.
I'm sitting right now, but usually I'm standing.
Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah,
said
I
wow.
don't think so. I don't think that anyone is usually standing.
I don't know. People who stand at their jobs.
I don't. Okay, but we're not gonna argue about this.
Yeah. We can argue about literally anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can just There's so many examples
Yeah.
of just like the episodes where we were scraping for
The
content.
bottom of the barrel.
We would just argue about literally anything. I mean, we've argued about sparkling water versus flat water.
Then I
I've
remember we
never
had
had sparkling water.
it. Don't. It's bad. It sucks.
It's a substitute for soda.
But
As an athlete,
why
I
would
don't
you
want
not
to drink
drink
soda.
I've never even had a full thing of soda. I've had like 2 sips.
Wow.
I've never. It's like a weird thing. I've just never had it really.
it's not.
Wow. Yeah,
I think soda.
I don't know. I just grew up drinking soda, so I
But
got
now-
hooked on it. But now I drink sparkling water because it feels like I'm drinking soda, but it's not bad for me.
Yeah, it's like the carbonation.
Yeah,
I like the burn. I like when it burns my throat.
I don't. Alan's
If it's not literally dissolving my insides, I don't want it.
You don't want it.
Alan only drinks Dr. Pepper.
No, I drank Coke today.
No, you only drink Dr.
I
Pepper.
drank a Coke today. And cherry 7-Up. Diet 7-Up.
I saw that on the table.
First semester, a few times, I got this big 5-gallon jug full of water. I brought it to
feel
school
like I saw you doing that.
multiple times. I brought it to school as a joke. We ended up naming him, and we gave him a headband. He's Sir
Wow.
Chuggington. It was
Wow.
probably the funniest thing I've ever, like, it's just like, even thinking about it, it's just so funny, because it was like the most stupid thing.
Yeah.
I just went to Walmart, and I saw a jug, I was like, why not buy it?
Hey, why not?
Best $15 I've ever spent.
Did you ever chug him?
I tried. One day I was in Blue 63. I had already drank a good amount because like I didn't fill it up all the way whenever I brought it because that'd be like way too much, way too heavy.
Yeah.
But it was still like probably a gallon and a half, 2 gallons. I've been drinking it throughout the day, maybe I don't know, more or less. And by the time it was Blue 63, I had like a decent amount left, and everyone in my Blue 63 wanted me to chug it. So I just started drinking it, and I only had like a little bit left, like probably like half a bottle of water worth left. So that's
Yeah.
easy. But all of a sudden it just hit me. And I was like, I'm gonna throw up. And I didn't do it, but I was like, literally, if I had taken one more sip, that jug was that
Yeah.
water was getting right out of my
Close.
body.
Almost there. I remember we went on like the Cedar Point trip with Miss Schrader our freshman year. My friend Ridge, he bought a gallon of milk and then chugged it.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
milk
rough.
is the worst thing to chug.
He did it in 2 tries. Like he chugged and then put it down for like 30 minutes and then chugged it again.
Mhm.
Was it
like-
a half gallon?
It might have been. I can't even remember. He chugged it down though, and it was like.
I'd like to chug a gallon of milk.
And then like he got his hair like straightened with like electric hair straighteners. That was a crazy.
That's crazy.
I know,
That's
like
crazy
he
stuff.
like burned his hair off a little bit. I don't know. It was weird. But yeah.
But yeah, it is 1600.
Wow, you're cool.
It's 4 o'clock.
If you don't use military time, you're not cool.
We have less than a minute before. Oh, it's 16:01. I think it's time to head out.
Yeah, it's been real.
This has been fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for coming. And then we got
This is why we had